Kia ora. Very, very warm welcome to the University of Otago webinar today. I am delighted to introduce a fantastic panel that we have. So my name's Sarah. I'm in the International Marketing and Recruitment team from the university. And to my left, I start with Gary.
Kia ora, everyone. Hi, my name's Gary and I'm the Director of the Pathway Program, and I'm looking forward to telling you a lot more about that in the next hour.
Fantastic. And Ange.
Kia ora, everybody. My name is Ange Spears. I'm the Team Leader of Student Support at Pathway and English Language Centre.
And sitting to my right.
Kia ora, Paul Baker. I'm the Director of the English Language Centre.
And most importantly, our most important person on the panel here today, Lynn.
I'm a former Foundation Studies student at the University of Otago. I'm currently doing Bachelor of Commerce degree in the university.
Fantastic. Thanks, Lynn. So welcome up. We're here for an hour today. So hopefully we will be able to answer all the questions for you. So as I said, very warm greetings to the University of Otago. We are New Zealand's first university, formed in 1869, and we have our own Pathway and English Foundation program. So anything today, if you've got any questions, please pop them in the Q&A box and we will hopefully have time at the end to answer these for you. So it is a packed agenda. So we're going to start off with a little introduction to New Zealand and Dunedin if you're not familiar with us. Why the university? Then we're going to get into pathways and English language and finishing up with student story of Lynn and hear about her experience studying in Dunedin. So going on, section 1, New Zealand and Dunedin. So Aotearoa, New Zealand, it is an absolute beautiful country if you haven't heard. We are small, but we are mighty. We have a population of 5 million and we have 3 official languages. So English, which hopefully some of you will be coming here to study, Te Reo Māori, our local Indigenous language, and New Zealand Sign Language. I am clasping my hands because I am very with it. It's not sign language, I'm not that skilled, but that is our 3rd official language. So New Zealand, or Aotearoa, is an incredibly safe country and we're gender equal. We are also the 11th happiest, so great destination to consider for your studies. And we very much take the approach of Māori principles of manakitanga, which is welcome and hospitality, kindness, generosity and support, of which you'll learn that today. So why should you consider studying in New Zealand? We have 8 New Zealand universities and we're all ranked within the top 3% of universities in the world. We really have a world-class education. It's all about critical thinking, hands-on learning, working collaboratively, problem solving, creativity. These are the skills that you will learn while you study here. We may be at the bottom of the Pacific, but we have massive research collaborations across the world and international collaborations with many different universities. And from a student perspective, we are also the first country to adopt a strict code of practice and care for international students. And again, that's reflected in manakitanga that I talked about earlier on. So 2 islands, north and south, and we're located in the South Island in the lower part in the beautiful harbour and oceanside city of Dunedin. How would you get to us? Well, we've got 2 main international gateways, Auckland and Christchurch. A lot of you will be dialing in from Asia or maybe a bit further afield. They'd be your 2 key gateways, but also you can transfer through Australia into Queenstown or Wellington. Then it's just a short domestic flight down from Christchurch or Auckland or a drive from Queenstown. So why would you think about Dunedin as a study centre? We are a fantastic student city. We're small, we're only 130,000 strong, but out of those 25,000 students, so you can see how vibrant that we would be here. And we love it. You may tell from my accent, I'm not originally from New Zealand. I migrated here 25 years ago. It's a fantastic country to live in. Our city has got the brightest, we've got the highest concentration of postgraduate qualifications, and we have a fantastic lifestyle here. We very much are a 20-minute city you can get around in, everything from nature, culture, sport, fashion, and obviously food. So in comparison to a lot of countries you'll be dialing in for, we have 4 distinct seasons here. So we have a spring, a summer, a winter, and an autumn in those orders. Currently we're in winter, and a lot of the questions I get asked when I'm ashore is how cold is it? Well, it's definitely not North America cold, but we do have our cooler days. But then the snow, we maybe get it 2 or 3 times a year, disappears by lunchtime because we're a coastal city, but always a great experience. So Dunedin, we're small, we're compact. This gives you a bit of an overview of our city. To the right-hand side of the screen is where we have our university campus, including our Pathway Language School, and right across to St. Clair, the beautiful Oceanside. We've got lots of retail, cafes, bars that you can explore while you're here as well. But we also have the most beautiful, wonderful wildlife, nature, adventure on our doorstep as well. This is a bit of a snapshot of some of this iconic scenery we have. If you feel like climbing a mountain, this is a place to come. Everything from skiing to kayaking to mountain hiking, all within a 3 to 4 hour drive. So lots that you can do to get out and explore. So we've talked a little bit about the destination, a little bit about what surrounds us. And now I'm going to go into why Otago. So as I said, we are New Zealand's first university, so there's a very long-standing history here. We are ranked in the top 1% of universities in the world, so you know you're going to get a great academic standard while you are here. But for me, most importantly, I think, is the fact that you're award-winning lecturers. For 7 out of the last 11 years, we have won New Zealand's top tertiary teaching award. You really are a person here. You will know your academic staff by name. We're very personable, and it's a great cohesive university. So out of our university itself, we've got about 21,000 students across 3 campuses. Our main campus is Dunedin, and this is where you would come for Pathway. About that, we have about 18,000 students on our campus, around 2,500 international from over 90 countries. So we welcome from far and wide here. And you can tell from the number of undergrad and postgraduate subjects that we have. And we're very proud, probably one of our favourite ones is that we are beautiful, and we're a very walkable city as well. So again, you're surrounded by beauty and an inspiring place to study. We're ranked 214 in the world, but a huge swathe of subjects across a very wide range of our academic divisions. Okay, so I've done a lot of talking, so now it's time for me to pass over to Gary, who will now continue on about the Pathway and English Language Centre.
Thanks, Sarah. Yes, I want to tell you a little bit about the Pathway Department before we ask Paul to talk about the English Language Centre. So we're like cousins or brothers, but Pathway is actually a department. It's a department in the university, and it's a department in the academic division of the university. And we've got 2 main programs that we teach. One is a foundation study certificate, and the other one is diplomas, undergraduate diplomas for the first year of study. So I want to just tell you a little bit about both of those, but what is common to both of them is that we teach these programs in a really supportive environment. And by that we mean, as Sarah has just said, we get to know you, you're in small classes, a maximum of 18 students in the tutorial classes, lots of activities, so you get to know each other, and really it becomes a very personal education so that we know that you're doing well, and we try to support you right through it. And I'm also going to ask Ange later to talk about the amazing student support that we've got as well. You don't have to do anything on your own. There's always someone to support whatever you want to do.
Just touching on that, just international students, or do we have New Zealand and international?
No, we're both. So it's for both international and domestic students. Last year and this year, for that matter, we've got students from 31 different countries in our 200 to 300 students at the moment. So yeah, amazing culture.
Fantastic.
So there are several pathways from wherever you start in the university. So you can start right at the beginning after school, and you can do our foundation study certificate. So that's one way into undergraduate study. if you've already had a little bit of experience and you've done really well in your last year of high school perhaps, but you haven't quite got university entrance, then you could enroll in our diplomas. So that's two common ways to get in. For many of you, of course, you'll come straight into undergraduate study, first year undergraduate study as you leave high school. If you've been away for a while, if you've been out working since you've been at school, then great. Foundation studies would be an ideal place to start because you can refresh and get ready for the rigors of undergraduate study.
Yeah, and if you don't meet English language requirements.
Yep, and so Paul's an expert on that. I'll let him chime in here.
Yeah, so if you've done arts before or you haven't quite met the criteria for any of these programs, you can come to the Language Centre, join our programs and get to the right level before passing back to Gary and his team in Pathway. It means you don't need to worry about doing the arts exam again. You just need to focus on improving your English, gaining confidence, and then you're ready for further study.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I think the message is no matter what educational background you've got, we can almost certainly find a pathway into study for you.
Excellent.
Okay, let me just dwell a bit on the Foundation Study Certificate. So it's at a level just above high school. If you pass, when you pass the Foundation Study Certificate, it's a university entrance certificate for all universities in New Zealand. We'd like you to stay at Otago, but you can go to other universities if you want to as well. So it's an 8-month program. It's 2 13-week semesters. You do 5 papers in each semester, and you have to pass 8 out of the 10 papers in order to be awarded the certificate. We do have an academic English paper in both semesters, and it's really the English skills you need for university success. So you do have to pass both of those papers. So what that guarantees is that when you've got your Foundation Study Certificate, you're ready to thrive when you get into undergraduate study at university. We have 3 intakes every year, so depending on where you come from in the world, you can join in February, you can join in June, or you can join in October, which is what Lynn did a couple of years ago. And we mentioned before, it's for both domestic and international students, and that's why we have the 3 intakes, to make sure that we can cater for just about anyone. In terms of what study you want to undertake at the university, we have papers that service all 4 academic divisions I'm going to tell you about in a minute. So whether you want to do health sciences, business, commerce, arts, humanities, or any of the sciences, we can prepare you for that in the Foundation Study Certificate program.
Now, you might have heard a word there that you're not quite sure what it means. Do you want to explain what papers means?
Okay, yes. So papers, programs, papers for us is one course of study. So for instance, if you're going to do health science, you might do physics and chemistry and biology. We call them papers, a biology paper, a chemistry paper, a physics paper.
Cool.
Yeah, good to clarify that. So what are the benefits of the Foundation Studies program? Well, we really want you to thrive at university. So we want you to be confident learners by the time you leave us, and you will be. So the teachers are experts in pathway type study, transitional study, and so they'll help you to achieve your goals. What else can I tell you? Oh, yes. In terms of coming in, Paul's mentioned the English language requirements. So for undergraduate study, if you're an international student, you would need an IELTS score of 6.0 or better, or equivalent to IELTS equivalent. So to come into the Foundation Study Certificate, it's just 5.5, no band below 5.
Awesome. Okay, then the pathways that you go on.
Yeah, so these are the 4 divisions that I was talking about. So the University of Otago, we've got a huge number of courses you can take. So, but the 4 academic divisions are the business division, and you can see the degrees there, BCom, entrepreneurship, etc. You can do 3-year degree, you can do 3.5-year degree, you can do a 4-year degree with 2 majors, like a Bachelor of Arts and Commerce. And they're the majors that you can see down below. Likewise, for the humanities, it's an incredibly flexible degree. Most of the undergraduate degrees are 3 years, but again, you could do a double major in a 4-year program. And with the sciences too, the Bachelor of Science, Arts and Science, Commerce and Science. If you'd been looking at this 2 years ago, you might have seen Bachelor of Applied Science. We've incorporated that now into our Bachelor of Science degrees. And look at the huge number. Actually, I wouldn't mind going back.
Yeah.
Huge number of science majors there, but you'll also see things like surveying, statistics, sport development management there. So a lot of things that you might not have thought about, but massive number of courses you can take. And we are really quite famous for all our undergraduate degrees, actually, but health sciences, we're the only dental training university in New Zealand. So if you want to become a doctor, a dentist, if you want to get involved in pharmacy or physiotherapy or med lab science, then we have degrees for you, and including a whole lot of health degrees as well. Okay, I want to go back now to the pathway department. I mentioned that there are two programs there, the Foundation Study Certificate and diplomas. These diplomas are new this year. These are diplomas for the first year of study. So if you're doing the diploma, it's your first year of undergraduate study, and when you finish the diploma, you go directly into the second year. So it's for students, for people that may not have had the qualification to get directly into undergraduate study. We can still find a place for you. So it's a first year of study. It's the equivalent of 7 18-point papers, which is what all our undergraduate degrees have. So it's 126 credits. So again, it's 5 papers per semester, but some of those papers are only 6-point papers. So don't stress that you see 10 papers there and not 7. It's the equivalent of 7 papers, and I'll explain that in a minute. Again, for domestics and internationals. And you can do a diploma in arts, a diploma in commerce, and a diploma in science. If you can't do one in health sciences, that's something else I'll talk about later. So what are the benefits? Well, even if you haven't got university entrance, you may be able to start your undergraduate study anyway and still do your degree in 3 years. You can get a pathway student visa to go right through. So the academic requirements, we've got different requirements for each country, but they're basically you need to have studied in your last year of high school, and you need an IELTS of 5.5, not 6.0. So that's another benefit of it as well, because we'll be closely supporting you again with a lot of those academic English skills that you need. So I'll explain these briefly. So this is why we call it a well-supported program. And again, you'll see 10 papers there, but don't worry, the ones in dark blue there are only 9-point or 6-point papers as opposed to 18-point papers. So the reason we can bring you into the university, into the diploma, even if you haven't got university entrance, as long as you're quite close, is that we're going to teach you the skills you need to be successful. We're going to teach you the academic skills you need for English and for university success. So those dark blue papers there that we've got down there, the Pathway 101, 102, 103, 104, they're skill-based papers in small classes. Then we've got the dark blue, the other blue, lighter blue, I should say, papers there. We teach all of those in small groups. So they're similar to existing papers at the university, but we teach them within our department. And the papers in gold at the bottom, they're the regular scheduled undergraduate first year papers from around the university. So students that do this diploma will have a combination of some classes together, small groups, and some papers around the university with all the other students. So the structure is the same in the diploma in arts, I think is coming next. So really similar, slight changes. It's a really flexible degree, I mentioned that. So slight changes, but those skills-based papers are the same. And again, those 3 papers around the university. And the Bachelor of Science, sorry, the Diploma in Science, similar structure again. And again, you do 3 100-level papers. One point I should note with the Diploma in Science, and it's on the next slide, is that you can do any major you want, but to do it in 3 years, our diploma would service those 20 majors. So if you want a major that's not on that list there, it might take you 3.5 years, but you can still do it after you do the diploma.
Okay, so that is the university pathways. We do have some other pathways available to international students. So if you're in a country that is serviced by NCUK, then they do an international foundation year leading into a degree at Otago. And we also have certain articulation programs. So if you are in the country you're in and there's a university that or a college that you want to look at pathwaying and you want to stay at home for that year, then please contact our international marketing team, and they can point you in the right direction. So now it's Paul's turn, and we are on to general English.
Right, so for anybody who's interested in improving their English, we have got a program for you. So a lot of our students will come to study right in the heart of the campus, get all of the benefits of the wider university, including clubs and societies, libraries, all of the different places you can eat, while just being here for English for maybe as short a period as just 4 weeks. So we've got 5 levels in our general English programs, from elementary at the lowest level through to advanced. So whatever your current level of English, we've got a class that will suit you. We'll be asking you to do an online placement test before you arrive, so we know well in advance which class will be best for your study. Now, a full-time student studying English language with us will get 23 hours of tuition a week. That will be made up at intermediate level and higher, with about 15 hours of general English, plus a variety of options. So if you're interested in doing the IELTS examination, you could choose to do an IELTS preparation option. You might be interested in learning more about New Zealand, so you could take New Zealand studies, or you might be looking for something that's more useful for your future career and using English in the workplace, so you could do English for practical purposes. Now, I talked before about providing a pathway into Gary's programs, the pathway and the Foundation Studies Certificate and Diploma. If you haven't met the English language requirements to get directly into those programs and don't really want to do an IELTS examination or a TOEFL examination again, you can make that pathway simply by working hard in our general English program, meeting our internal assessments, and then starting with Gary when you're ready. We also have flexible start dates. So we encourage people to start at the beginning of our terms, and Ange will talk about that shortly. But about every 4 weeks, we'll have an opportunity for students to join existing programs.
Cool.
Right, now English for Otago is what we call our flagship program. And this program is designed for students that have already met the academic entry requirements at Otago. So you've got a conditional offer for studying with us, but you haven't yet made the English language requirements. If you haven't done that, English for Otago is probably the best pathway for you. It's a 12-week program that runs before each semester at Otago, and it provides a pathway for both postgraduate and undergraduate study. So if you, for example, you've got a 5.5 or equivalent in arts and want to do undergraduate study, you'll automatically be accepted onto English for Otago. And the same applies if you're planning to do postgraduate study. A 6.0 in IELTS will meet the requirements for our postgrad English for Otago, and that meets the requirements for most postgraduate study at Otago. We also accept other international entrance exams for EFO, including the Pearson Test of English, Language Cert, TOEFL IBT.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to move now on to application processes and dates. Ange, over to you.
Well, as you can see there, we have many options. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can look forward to being able to enter into either the foundation program or the English language programs at a time that suits you. And as you can see there, we have 3 intakes for the foundation course, which is in February, June, and October. We have entrance for our diploma course, which starts at this stage in February. And we have varying dates to enter into the English language courses. And what you can see on the screen there is our main intakes. However, if you wanted to start at another time, you could inquire with our admissions team, and they would give you the most convenient time starting round about when you would be wanting to come over here. So there are more options to start in the English language courses. You just need to inquire with our admissions team. And you can apply for the diploma through the eVision portal, through the Otago University webpage. But for the Foundation Study Certificate and our English language courses, you need to apply online via the Pathway website or the English Language Centre website. And you can see the link up there on the screen.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, touching on scholarships, I know a hot question when we're offshore. Students want to know, are they eligible for scholarships? So delighted to say that we have scholarships for our Pathway students, and you must submit an application for that at 5,000 New Zealand dollars towards your tuition fees. Students going into the international bachelor degree, so then it's a further 10,000 New Zealand tuition fee scholarship off their first year. And moving on to our global scholarships, these are for certain countries, eligible countries that you will see on your screens. And again, these are for the bachelor program. So pathway first of all, and then bachelor. And for anybody who is dialing in from New Zealand who's an international student, we also have our undergraduate entrance scholarships screen there too. So lots for everybody. And anybody who is offshore at the moment, we do have Manaki government scholarships. These are New Zealand-based scholarships, and they will cover full scholarships. There's a variety of countries eligible for those. They will come out in January, early, so January 2025 for those. So keep an eye on those. When it comes to tuition fees, this is an approximate cost for you based in New Zealand dollars. They will vary for 2025 coming up. So just gives you an idea, an indication of what costs are available there. Okay, so we're going to break it up with some frequently asked questions that we get all the time. So we'll be sharing this with our panel now. So a question, how could you decide whether you want to do foundation studies certificate or diploma?
Good question. Well, let's start with the New Zealand version of this and then translate it into international versions. If you're in New Zealand, then and you've completed your second last year of high school, then you could do the foundation study certificate. To do the diploma, you'd have to have done your what we call year 13, probably your year 12. You've got to do your last year of high school. So that's the first thing. It depends on your background. It would also depend on your academic achievement. If you're really near miss, if you're really close to undergraduate entry, probably the diploma is the thing for you. We want you to succeed as quickly as you can. But if you're a bit further away, you need a year to refresh, maybe you want to do health sciences, but you didn't take physics or chem, probably the foundation study certificate is the one for you. So there's not a single one answer to that. We'd look at you, we'd help you with whatever your profile of academic achievement is, and we'd find the best pathway for you. We don't want to hold you back. In fact, the opposite, we want to push you on as quickly as we can, but make sure you're prepared.
Great answer. Okay, and could you enter the diploma after you finish your foundation?
Yeah, the answer is yes, you can, of course. And even if you haven't quite passed the foundation study certificate, as long as you pass 7 papers, you can do the diploma. The diploma.
Yeah. And how could I apply for a pathway scholarship if I've already received my foundation admission offer?
Oh yeah, it's on the website. So if you have a look at our website, we'll flash it up some stage. It's sitting right there. So if you're an international student, then you really, and I've got a good question here. What's the most important criteria for pathway scholarships? So if you're an international, the most important criteria is around your academic achievement. So you need to detail your academic achievement. Honestly speaking, if you've got a school principal or someone that knows you well and writes a letter of reference for you, even if it's your parents or your best friend, but if someone writes a letter of reference for you, that would help as well. Just help us to get a picture of you. We want to give the scholarships away. We're not trying to hold them back.
Okay, and the difference between the foundation study certificate health science stream, health science first year, and the Bachelor of Health Sciences.
Am I answering that?
You could, well, I can
Yes.
answer that if you want, or do you want to answer it?
I'm happy to.
Go on,
They're all
Gary.
completely different. Okay, I've just talked about the foundation study certificate. That's a 1 year, 8-month program of 2 semesters that prepares you for those 4 academic divisions I talked about. So that's the foundation study certificate. The health sciences stream is one of those 4 streams in the foundation study certificate. Okay, so we've got a health sciences stream, we've got commerce, we've got arts, and we've got sciences. So there are 4 streams that make up the foundation study certificate. Health science is one of them. Health science first year is something completely different. So that's the first year of undergraduate study for students that want to do a medical degree or a biomedical science degree. So that's not foundation, it's not the diploma, it's first year of undergraduate study. It's a good, strong year of study to prepare you for being a doctor, a dentist, physiotherapist, etc. And a Bachelor of Health Science is one of those degrees that we talked about in the health science or science faculty. So it's a full 3 or 4 year degree.
Perfectly answered. Okay, moving on to English now. If I successfully complete my English for Otago course, do I need to resit IELTS?
Very easy answer, no.
Oh, look at that, straightforward. Love it.
I think the big advantage of English for Otago, as well as meeting the English language requirements, it's really, really good preparation for study at a New Zealand university. It's teaching you the study skills you'll need, how to write an academic essay, how to reference. It's really excellent preparation for study.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've done the frequently asked questions. On to the next important part that we all get asked, accommodation and living costs. So the University of Otago, which I referenced, is a residential university. 86% of our students travel from all over New Zealand, Australia, and the rest of the world to come here. So our first year students, as well as our foundation or diploma students, could stay at one of our 15 residential colleges. These colleges are fantastic support for students academically, activities, etc. You have your own bedroom, all your meals are catered for. It really is more than just a hostel or a college. It's a home away from home. It's where you meet your friends. Great place to start your New Zealand study life. So, and we also have options available at these colleges for under 18s as well. So again, you can ask us any specific questions on that, but that gives you the indication of what to apply for. The majority of our residential colleges, well, all of them are within walking distance. Some are closer than others. They all have different looks and feels. So again, you can look at that on our website. And then we're going to talk about homestay, and you're a homestay expert.
Well, if a residential college is not for you and you are not ready to go flatting on your own, then we also have an option that is run out of our pathway offices for homestay. This is where you would get to stay with a Kiwi family, and they would take care of you, prepare your meals, provide you with your own room, nice and warm, and the family would look after you and tell you how you can get to your classes, show you where the bus stops are, orientate you to the city. It is a very, very gentle way to orientate yourself to study in New Zealand. So that is another option. We have a dedicated homestay office at Pathway and Language Centre. So this is a really great way, especially if you are younger and you are unsure of New Zealand culture and you want someone to show you the way. This is a great option for you coming to New Zealand to orientate yourself to life here in New Zealand. And then you can look at other options after that.
Lynn, I heard that you did homestay.
I did.
Do you want to give a little bit about your experience?
It was a 4-month period. It was a small homestay though. It was only me and my host and a cat. But she took really good care of me.
Awesome.
Yeah, we like cooked together, baked together, and she took me out to dinner during my birthday.
Oh.
And then I got a Christmas present from her. My mom's really loves her.
And that's what homestay does. It really is that manaki taga that we talked about earlier on. Another option for accommodation, and this is for our postgraduate students predominantly who be doing English for Otago, is our university flats. We have 250 of these. This is where you would share a house normally. In New Zealand, we call them flats. Shared kitchen, lounge, normally has an outdoor area. Great way to get to know people, fantastic supportive community around it. So very much, again, a great immersion into life in New Zealand. Cost of living, this will give you an approximate in New Zealand dollars of what you're looking at for residential college, homestay, uniflats, and an idea of other costs as well per semester to give you something to budget towards. Life on campus and student support. We are so proud of this at Otago. We have a fantastic facilities, activities and everything, and a brand new pathway, an English language home.
Yes, we've the university have supported us to move to a new facility. We were in a really good facility before this, but we're in a better place now. So it's actually in the Otago Business School, even though we offer all those other courses. But yeah, amazing second and third floor. So this is it. You come into this, brand new carpet, brand new finishings, nice and warm. or cool when it's too hot outside, but a lot of colours there reflecting the colours around our peninsula, and just amazing. So we've only been in there for less than 2 months and we're loving it. Students are loving it, teachers are loving it. Amazing, brand new, brand spanking new.
Fantastic. And then this goes on to a snapshot of our wider campus. As we said, we've got an incredibly diverse range of programs, everything from School of Performing Arts to the Dental School, and a great campus to walk around. So the question is, how do I make friends, as usually, and how do I get into New Zealand life? A huge range of clubs and societies. We have a phenomenal 3-level fitness facility, so there's something there for everybody. And we really are inclusive. Everything from multi-faith support through to accessible disability. And not only are our students international, but also our academic staff. You will get taught by a huge range of nationalities here, and it really does prepare you for the global world. So on that subject of support, Angie's here, and I'm conscious of time, so let's talk on the support that we've got.
So we have a dedicated support team at Pathway and English Language Centre, and the support team is there to look after your wellbeing, give you some study skills advice, basically listen to any issue that you've got that is not related to your academic study, but it also could be related to your academic study. But our doors are always open. We are well-trained and nothing is a surprise to us. So if you are having culture shock, if you are having any issues at home, relationship problems, if you are feeling a bit low or you're unwell, a whole range of issues could be going on in your life that you might struggle to tell other people about. You need to come and talk to us. We can help you. I can guarantee that if you come into our office and have a talk, you will leave the office feeling a little bit better. So it's always good to come in early, talk to a student advisor, and we will help you with any issue that you've got. We can also link you to other services such as student health. They have doctors, nurses, they also have counsellors there. So in New Zealand culture, it is very important that people receive the help early. We don't want you being at home dealing with things by yourself. It is very normal to have your ups and downs. So please do come in and talk to student support. We are definitely here to help. So you can see there on the screen all the things we help with.
Yeah. And also there's a wider range of support services as well when you get to university here. So again, it's all you have to do is ask. This touches on some of it, for everything from student and academic support, dedicated international student support services, insurance, learning, you name it, it's here. Probably one of the favourite parts for a lot of our students on campus is our 7 fantastic university libraries. And as a Pathway or English language student, you have access to all of these. It is not separate, like Gary and Paul have mentioned. You're immersed already in the university. So they are there. Student health, which Anne just touched on, again, right on campus, dedicated to our students. And our friendly team at Campus Watch. I love the photo of the duckling on this because our ducklings go rogue every spring and they help there as well. This is to help make sure everybody's safe. We have a large number of students on, younger students on campus, and they just keep a friendly eye, very good at changing light bulbs in university flats, losing keys. So they're there to help and guide you on the way too. So getting involved at Otago, what does that mean?
Well, part of your well-being means getting involved, getting out there. You may want to continue a hobby that you were doing at home, or you may want to try something new. So our student support team also has an activities program, and we will have a calendar available, and you'll see that when you get here. But one of the things that we do is run a trip to Queenstown, or there may be a trip out in the Otago Peninsula to see the amazing wildlife that we have on our doorstep, penguins and seals and all sorts of birds. And also other activities that might be cheaper or free, trips to the museum, for example. It could even be a cupcake decorating competition. It is very important that you get involved. This is how you can make friends and take care of your well-being. So we've got a few things coming up this year. We have a speech competition coming up in July, and we've got a trip to Tekapo where there are some hot pools and some snow sports as well. And every year we have a fantastic Christmas party where we have a very secret person who comes along and gives out presents and chocolates, and that would be Santa Claus.
I wanted to do the Tekapo and the Naseby trip. I need to be a Pathway student. Okay, so it's about getting involved with the pathway ones, but you also have access, as I said, to all the university resources as well. There are so many different things that you can come involved in, everything from making a difference through sustainability initiatives, through to leadership awards, and getting into your global citizenship. So there really is something there for everybody. You've heard from us. You can also use our amazing app called Unibuddy, and that will connect you, I promise you, with a real live person. They are not chatbots. These are students on the ground at the university, learn what it's like to study here, and they'll happily answer your questions. So yeah, they're a great resource to connect with. And I am delighted to say it's now time for our student story. So this is Lynn, where you make your, now let's have a wee look at the camera there. That would be fantastic. And tell the audience about yourself.
Yeah, I'm an international student at University of Otago. I'm from Hanoi, Vietnam, a very populated city. I've been, my first time to Otago was October 2022, also in my October intake. My hobby is just painting and baking and cooking, and I only have an opportunity to join one club, like for now, the Vietnamese Students Association here. So yeah,
Fantastic.
hopefully.
So how did you find the difference between Hanoi and Dunedin?
It's very different, I would say, because Hanoi is just like hot every year. So it is a very populated city, while Dunedin is like more peaceful, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like more tranquil.
And why did you choose Otago?
I've heard about Otago credentials from one of the international staff, Tam. Yeah. I was actually considering between University of Auckland and Otago. And then Tam, who used to study here, he also did Bachelor of Commerce. She's like, no, Otago is also good. It also has like credential for commerce and like degrees about finance. So yeah, I chose Otago. Oh, it's also because my uncles lives here. So it's also like better to have like a person while you're alone in like a different country. And
Cool.
yeah.
And how have you found, so obviously much quieter than Hanoi, but
Yeah.
the support you got from Pathway, how did you find that?
It was really helpful. I suggest students like make use of it because class in Pathway is like just like a tutorials in university, so it's like much smaller. So I feel like the teachers take better care for you. Yeah.
Nice. And I hear you met your best friend?
Yeah, Joanna.
So met your best friend at Foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now?
Yeah, now I'm my flatmates.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you both continue to study on at the university? Yeah, great.
Yeah, that's a great story because when you started the October intake, there were only around about a dozen students, weren't
it was
there?
the smallest intake.
But you all became quite good friends, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what does a day in your life look like?
It's just like I went to a library to study and then went home, do groceries, and then do cookings with my friend. I'd say it's also different when I was in my homestay. Yeah, my 4 months period of homestay. Because my homestay is quite far from school, so I don't really get a chance to like stay at school late. Yeah, and it was only me and my host. So although it's like fun, but sometimes it's better when you have like friends with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're in a flat and
Yeah.
you're part of the Vietnamese Association.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how are you finding that?
It was good, I guess. Because my club don't really we're currently struggling on finding members. Yeah. But I somehow managed to save it.
Oh, good on you. Look at that,
Hopefully.
resourceful. Love it. So some top tips for students who are thinking about coming here and what it would be like at Pathway.
Pathway probably just makes use of university resource and like don't be afraid to ask for help because it's like a small classroom and teachers like take better cares for you. So they like pay more attention to you because it's only like 10 students there, 10, 20s. So yeah, and also it's just about time management, I guess. So like prioritize what important and study for your exams like a week ahead of it. And then yeah, it's just about self-disciplines. Oh, and also active participation. Yeah, if you have any question, just ask and like don't miss any lectures or tutorials. You also can join groups and communities and make friends through tutorials, which I didn't have the chance because my intake was in October. So there are barely any students there. Yeah, like all clubs and like students are not really there because people are in their holidays.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So taking care. So now you've got your best friend though that you
Yeah.
met there. Life is good, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. And how did you find the transition from foundation through to doing your BCom?
I actually don't have any problems with it, but the difference probably because Pathway is only like a very small classroom, while in university a lecture can be like up to 200 students. So you can like you go to a campus and like you go to a lectures and you can actually feel like, oh, so this is university. And some student can be like overwhelming with it. Yeah. So it's probably if you like needs help, just go to like student support or just your friends. Yeah. Friends is probably like the best, like you make use of them.
Great advice. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. So I think that's a big part of what we're talking about. It's getting involved, it's asking questions. Anybody else got some top tips that they'd like to give for potential students coming in?
Oh, you're not going to hear better than what Lynn's just told you. Yeah, I mean, we're very proud of her, we'd have to say, you know, so you came in with a small intake, made friends, and you're all achieving really well at university now. It's just wonderful to see.
Fantastic. So if you want to learn a little bit more, you can follow us on Instagram. That gives you an idea of what the international student life looks like here, what our students get involved in, the activities on their doorstep, what happens in the city, and all the different things that you can do. So Q&A session. I think we have a couple of questions that our students have asked us. So it's time for a bit of chit chat, everybody. Okay, I'm going to let you read them out.
Well, I think they're mainly to do with Pathway. So the first one, someone's done their homework. Well done, good question. That's because we haven't mentioned it today. But I've mentioned that we've got in the Pathway department, we've got two programs, the Diploma and the Foundation Study Certificate. And someone's asked about our third qualification, which is a bridging program. So it's like another step down, if you like, in the academic ladder. So if we're not sure or you're not sure whether you've got enough to succeed at the Foundation Study Certificate or undergraduate study, we've got a 6-week program called a bridging program. And it's just a gentle introduction to the subjects that you're going to be doing coming up. So it's a pass or fail situation. So just 6 weeks and come and do it. And if you pass that, bang, you're ready to go on to foundation studies. And if you're not, you can probably repeat it again or find some other way in. How many papers? Students have to study 6 papers for that. And then there's a question here. Are diploma students taught in closed separate classes, or do they attend classes together with bachelor's degree students? The answer is both. So you might remember one of the 3 of those slides where I showed you the dark blue, the lighter blue, and the gold. So the dark blue and the lighter blue, that's their, in your words, separate classes for the Pathway students. But the gold ones at the bottom, they're all the other undergraduate students in the university. So the answer is both for that. And is there an age limit for our programs? And this is also for English Language Centre. There's a minimum age level. Yep. You can't come when you're 5 years of age. You'll have to wait. You have to wait a few more years yet. And
Mum and Dad might have something to say about that.
Yeah, it's 16 at the lower end, but there is no older limit. If you are sitting in your rocking chair at home and you are 95 years of age, we welcome you too. And we have several adult students every year that are choosing, you know, maybe they've gone working for a couple of years or 5 years or 10 years and decide they want to change in life, then yep, bring them on. Come on and see us. We'll do it for you.
We have elevators.
But I think we also have a number of professional people that will come simply to improve their English, because that will be useful for them in their future careers. So if you're over the age of 16 and you're interested in English or pathway or university study, Otago is your place. Do come.
It is exactly right. So on the screen, we very much look forward to welcoming you to Otago. Very, very simple way of connecting with us. You can email pathway@otago.ac.nz. You can check the website out. That will give you a lot of answers there as well. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's joined us today. A huge thank you to our panel. Lynn, thank you for sharing your foundation experience and successful transition into doing your commerce degree. So that's great to hear that you've had a good time at foundation and then moved on. Anything else anybody wants to add before we wrap up today?
No, it's a wonderful place to stay. I mean, some of the things people say when they get here, you didn't tell us it was this good. Well, we're trying our best, but it's even better than what we've described.
So thank you again for joining us. Any questions at all, like I said, please email us and we will be able to get back to you on any questions that you have. Have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you're dialing in from. And yeah, we look forward to welcoming you to Otago.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. See you soon.